Yeah, things are a bit of a mess right now, but you know, we just got back. We got back. We had a whole bunch of stuff that we're trying to dry out from. We had a show Friday night. We were out up in Mount Vernon and selling candles and books, and a storm came in and just poured rain, and it was just a mess. But you do what you do, right? So I wanted to talk today about this this concept of free entertainment, and this concept that where we have gotten to, kind of as a society, but online in general, and something that's kind of been that I've noticed this year as a trend that's been kind of irritating. And the reason I thought about this was I was watching a video by Viva which is one of my favorite channels on YouTube, by the way. Um, they titled it "We're Not Leaving YouTube," and I can't help but think that that is in reference to another channel, and we'll talk about that as we go along. But so essentially, what they're doing is they've started their own website, and they are releasing new extra content on their website. They have, they're going to be putting all the stuff on YouTube a week early on the website. They're going to have a whole bunch of extra stuff on the website. They want people to go over and sign up, and it's a monthly subscription, and you get all their content and a whole bunch of extra stuff, right? And this is very similar in some ways to an announcement earlier this year from another big channel called Watcher, which I used to really love Watcher. I've kind of fallen off of their content, especially in the past couple months, really, because they did a similar announcement, except that they said that they were leaving YouTube completely and going just to their website. Whereas Viva La Dirt League said they are staying on YouTube. Everything on YouTube is staying the same, but the website is just an extra, right? And I thought, okay, cool. So Viva La Dirt League is doing it what I think is the right way, what I think Watcher should have done in the first place, because that makes sense. There are platforms out there like Patreon where you can go and you can support creators and you can give a few bucks a month to help them to continue creating stuff like that. But those websites are very limited in what they allow. So starting your own website, having your own subscription model, and that kind of stuff makes a lot of sense, I think, for bigger channels where people are like really enamored and love what they're doing. But then I scrolled through the comments, and there are so many comments from people on the Viva La Dirt League video just saying, things like, well, this is stupid. There shouldn't be another platform. I'll just stay here with YouTube where I get the free content, blah, blah, blah. Now, first of all, content on YouTube isn't free. Content on YouTube costs you time in the form of watching ads. And even if you have an ad blocker, YouTube's cracking down on that. So YouTube, to me, lately has become almost unwatchable at times. I have to sit in front of my computer so I can skip all of the ads that come up. And before you say, well, you should support the creators by watching the ads, not when I have a pre-roll ad, 2.5 minutes in, a mid-roll ad, 5 minutes in, another mid-roll ad. On a 10-minute video, there'll be 4 or 5 mid-roll ads, in addition to a pre-roll and a post-roll ad, and sometimes a sponsored segment. It's getting unwatchable. Even traditional television is not that bad. Like, I use Sling and watch TV live on Sling, and even live TV, most of the time, isn't anywhere near that bad. They've got long commercial breaks, but you know what? I walk away and go get a drink or something during the commercial breaks, and then I'll come back and watch the show whatever I happen to be watching, typically the news, sometimes a sports show or whatever. So, no, there should not be that many ads, and YouTube is not free. You pay for it with your time. Now, for a lot of people, I think this is where we get into the idea of like art should be free. People shouldn't have to pay for things. People have gotten to the point where they would rather get everything free and watch a bunch of ads, which I can't imagine that's going to last for very much longer. Because honestly, there's no way that these companies that are paying for these ads are getting their money's worth in return anymore, because like people have gotten so immune to ads. But like the fact that people don't want to pay for content, they want to get it free in any way that they possibly can. And it tells me that they don't care about the creators. They don't care about the artists. They don't care about all of the stuff that is made to entertain you. And it's not everybody. There's a ton of people out there that are happy to support the creators that they love. They are happy to go above and beyond to either donate on Patreon or sign up for a website and a subscription or that kind of stuff. But there is so many people out there that just do not want to do that and refuse. And the question becomes, how do these artists get paid? How, if you're a creator, if you are out there and you're making content that is entertaining, how do they get paid? And it kind of goes, there are so many controls now around things like the movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Even then, you can often find a lot of things, if you look hard enough, that people have pirated online. And I think there's a line between the difficulty and the risk of pirating something, and how far people are willing to go for that versus how much they really want to watch it versus how much they want to pay for it. And honestly, I think we need to redo the model. We need to change how we do things. And as opposed to, if you have a limited budget every month, which most people do, let's be real, we all have limited budgets, then you need to focus on using your limited resources on the things that truly matter to you, prioritizing the things that really matter to you. Whether that means going out and signing up for a Patreon for a channel that you watch all the time, or signing up for Viva, literally, a website for a channel that you watch all the time. Whatever that happens to be, because honestly, artists need to make a living. And if you are getting entertainment, if you are spending a portion of your day, you want to de-stress, you want to sit down after a long day of work or whatever you've done, and you want to sit down and you just want to relax, then you need to compensate the people that are helping you relax. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry if you disagree with that, but that's the truth. People that are out there making things that you're using to chill out, to relax, deserve to be paid for that. And ad revenue doesn't cut it for most people. And you have to go above and beyond. You have to do something. You have to be willing to put your dollar prove with your dollar what you say. Oh, I love this thing. I love this. I don't care if it's a movie, if it's a television series, if it's a YouTube creator, if it's a writer, whatever it happens to be. You need to put your money where your mouth is and go out there and say, I'm going to help support this person, this individual, not the companies. The companies, to an extent, places like, you look at Disney, Netflix, all those kind of places, they're fine as far as like you want to watch something, you want to watch a bunch of different things. But the creators, the people behind those shows aren't getting anything, hardly at all, for that subscription fee that you're paying every month. If you need to seek out and find the people that are actually providing the entertainment for you, the people that you are routinely, especially smaller creators, especially on YouTube, especially on, Instagram, well, I don't know, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, wherever you happen to get your entertainment from. If it's entertaining, if it's really entertaining, if you really like a creator, if you want to encourage that creator to keep doing what they're doing, you have to put your money where your mouth is. That's just the way it is. That's why a lot of creators, a lot of very talented creators over the years have stopped doing what they've been doing because they just weren't making it. They weren't cutting it. They weren't able to pay the bills, and the bills have to get paid. Rent, food, clothes, like all of that stuff has to be bought and paid for. And if their hobby that is entertaining you, that you are truly enjoying, is not paying the bills for them, they're going to move on. So I just wanted to get that out there because it was frustrating to read these comments. Like, if you truly enjoy something, you go out there and you help to support it and you help to push it along, and especially if it's smaller. And I know it can be very frustrating at times because these smaller creators, especially as they blow up, they become bigger and bigger and bigger. They become companies, and the next thing you know, like, they're just as bad as Disney or Netflix. And if you want to stop supporting a channel when it gets to that size, hey, I don't blame you. Once a channel has gotten to that size, you're no longer supporting a small creator. You're now helping to fund a big business. And that can be a real fine line and a real hard thing to decide what you want to do, but it's where you want to prioritize. Are you prioritizing the content? Are you prioritizing the smaller creators? I've come across so many people that will say, I'll support small businesses, I support veteran-owned businesses, but when push comes to shove, they'll go buy what they're going to buy at Walmart, or they'll go buy what they're going to buy at Target or wherever. They'll go to the big box stores because they can buy it cheaper and they can spend a little bit less money, as opposed to supporting these small businesses. And that's, I get it, things are tight and budgets are tight, but a lot of that's because we have spent so much time supporting these big conglomerates, these big Walmarts, these Targets, these big companies. We've spent so much time and money putting into them because they provide things cheaper, but at what cost? What is the actual price in the long run? We're killing ourselves by supporting these big companies over the small businesses and small creators and that kind of thing. And we got to find a solution. So that's all I got for this one. I rambled a little bit longer than I thought I would. But yeah, that's all I got. I want to thank y'all for watching. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.